So today is the 31st of October, or Halloween. So for the past couple of weeks in Skyblock, we've had an extended period of spookiness. The Tiashite Alchemist has been, well, standing in front of the Alchemist's house for, a while at this point. And if you've not already, you should while you still have chance. You can make a lot of money from this guy. This guy is going to sell you items for the Great Spook event, including armor, and also equipment, an accessory, and a pet. Now, you can sell all of these items the first time that you purchase them, and every time you purchase them after that, they'll be soulbound. This carries over from last year, so if you've already sort of purchased things from him last year, then, well, you're not really going to be able to make much money here. But if you've not purchased anything, then, well, you're kind of in the perfect position. Items like the Great Spook Staff sell for 3.6 mil, the armor collectively for about 5 to 6 mil, the equipment for almost 20 mil, and, well, the accessory when upgraded to an artifact for 35 mil. That's roughly about 60 mil that you can make from this guy, and it's not going to take you long at all. Now, a lot of these items require pretty interesting items to actually be able to purchase them. For instance, for the Great Spook Staff, you might be thinking, what on earth is a frozen spider, and how am I going to get 10? A decayed bat? Poisoned candy? Precious? What are all these things? Well, luckily we have the gloriousness of the Hypixel wiki. If you just type in the Tiashite Alchemist, it'll bring you to this page, and it will basically show you how to obtain all of these items that are required to buy said items. I'll leave a link to this page in the description, and when this video goes live, if you've not already made the most of this Alchemist, make sure to do so, because, well, this event is only going to be around for probably another, well, 19 hours when I'm recording the video. Now, unluckily for me, last Halloween, I think I already went ahead and, purchased the accessory, which is the biggest money maker, but we can still make around 25 mil from this point where I'm up to. And we're going to start with the Great Spook Staff. Before we get into that, at the moment, we're actually trying to beat the population of Andorra with subscribers. The population of Andorra is roughly around about 80,000. Once we reach 80,000 subscribers, we're actually going to visit Andorra, and we'll be able to claim that we have more subscribers than the population of the whole country, so make sure to subscribe to make that happen. Also, if you're planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS, it gets yourself 5% off. You should also join the Discord server, its links in the description of this video. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Okay, first of all, we're going to go for a Great Spook Staff. That's going to make us about 3.5 mil. What we need to do is fish in the spider's den while using an ice rod and spooky bait, and we need 10 of these frozen spiders, so let's see how long it takes. Yeah, this is going to take no time at all. What I'll say is if you press for time, probably don't start fishing these frozen spiders. It's not difficult, it was just a little bit tedious. Alright, next we have the helmet. So, we need a wet pumpkin for the Great Spook helmet. Interesting. Wearing an appalled pumpkin on your head and fully submerging yourself in water. Okay. Yeah, we look fly. Cowabunga. Oh, it literally just transforms. Okay, cool. Yeah, take the head, I guess. Then we need 5 decayed bats. That's for the Great Spook chestplate. Now, the chestplate is worth a bit more because I think there's a few more steps involved. Killing a bat from the roofed forest on your island with a wither bow using icy arrows. It's pretty straightforward. It just requires you to buy one of these islands and put it on your island. The leggings, you need 5 poisoned candy, crafting 1 simple carrot candy, 4 tutti frutti flavoured poisons, and 4 enchanted poisonous potatoes. That's literally just a crafting recipe. And the boots are obtainable via killing a zombie with a sweet axe, and then you'll get 12 of these sweet flesh. Relatively straightforward. For the Great Spook belt, you need 2 rogue flesh, killing a tier 1 revenant horror with 1 second left of it despawning. That's an interesting one. We need a precious for the Great Spook cloak, giving an infinite dirt wand to the dirt guy in the Dwarven Mines, which is straightforward. For the Great Spook necklace, obscure ending, speaking to Goober after completing the end race with the blindness effect active. Interesting. And it kind of makes sense. The necklace is a bit more expensive, and then the gloves are, well, even more expensive, and sometimes they sell for more than this. We need a Head of Betrayal. And to get the Head of Betrayal is a bit of a wild goose chase. Speaking to Jake with a cow nearby while wearing a cow hat. A cow can be brought there from the barn using a lead, and the double jump ability from the spider's boots or tarantula boots. Yeah, that's just going to be a bit of a pain, but it's 7.5 mil. You can get the Great Spook Sword by giving the Alchemist 5 dead seeds, right-clicking a dead bush using enchanted bone meal, which is quite straightforward again. The Great Spook Talisman is quite straightforward. 5 fairy rings, right-click a fairy in the fairies room in dungeons using enchanted shears, which you can literally just craft. To upgrade to the ring, you need the Great Spook Talisman and 2 free spiders. Right-click in the iron bars in the Grandma's house in the spider's den while holding a scavenged iron hammer, which you can get from the crystal hollows. And ultimately for the Great Spook artifacts, which is going to make you 36 mil, you need of course the ring, 2 bread, 1 onion, a tasty cheese, lettuce, cooked beef and also french fries. Bread can easily be crafted with wheat of course, just like vanilla Minecraft. An onion purchased from the builder for 1,000, the same with the lettuce. Tasty cheese dropped from killing bats or pests or using the rat pet, you can also buy this from the bazaar. Cooked beef, smelting raw beef in a furnace, straightforward. French fries, placing a hunter knife in a potatoes minion upgraded slot. Honestly, really quite straightforward. Actually getting this artifact is not going to really cost you that much at all. Oh, it's not going to cost you much at all, it's not going to take you that much time either. So I recommend if you've not done any of this, then if you're in a bit of a rush and you want to maximize your money and you've not done this before, definitely do this because the artifact is 35 mil. Now, this may be more useful for earlier game players because maybe people further on in the game are not really going to want to mess about for the sake of, I don't know, 30 mil or 40 mil or 80 mil if you go ahead and do everything. But even if you're not too interested in getting involved in the event as a whole, at least you can make a bit of money before it ends. But to be honest, all of that realistically is probably going to take you maybe somewhere between an hour and 2. And of course, prices might change, but for roughly 70 or 80 million coins over the space of even 2 hours, I mean, that's pretty good. You can't really complain with that at all. I mean, it is one-off, but still can't really complain too much. Now, something I will say that is pretty interesting and also something to keep in mind is that items like, well, the Great Spook artifacts are in demand all year round. And that reason is because it's, you know, it's an accessory, it's an artifact. People want magical power all of the time. So what this means is because the Great Spook artifact is only obtainable during this period of the year, which is what, 2 weeks every year, just before Halloween, the price obviously dropped. The price of these artifacts are low at the moment. Okay, when the event first came out, they were down at 23 mil, and they've basically just climbed higher and higher and higher, as pretty much everybody has already sold their artifacts that knows about it. And now that there's less people who know about selling these artifacts, the price is going back up. Now, throughout the year, the price will, well, of course, go higher. So, for instance, before the event, you were able to sell this for maybe 60 mil or 50 mil. And you can see from the last event, building up to, well, the current event, and obviously the drop again, it happens year on year. So what I'll say is that if you have patience, you could by all means, you know, craft or obtain your artifacts now, and then maybe wait, you know, a good few months, and then it might just be worth maybe double. That's if you want to wait that much time just to, you know, accumulate an extra 30 mil or 20 mil or so. It's kind of up to you. Well, that's going to bring today's video just about to an end. Now, I just want to say, recently, I've been incredibly busy, and I'm probably going to be incredibly busy for the next maybe week and a half, maybe going on 2 weeks. That's why there's not really been as many videos as usual. I'm trying, but I'm here, there, and everywhere. So, yeah. Also, the Megacorp is still going on, of course. It feels like it's been ages since I've played on it, because basically I edited the previous video, and prior to that I hadn't played it for a day, and I've just not had time at all to even be online or to play. So I'll be trying to get another episode out as soon as possible. I just don't have a lot of content for the next video yet, and I don't want to rush it or release it before I feel like there's enough. So it might be a little bit until the next episode, but fingers crossed I'll try to make it a good one and make up for a bit of lost time. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.